The 25th Hour Radio Show. Thanks for tuning in today to the 25th Hour Radio Show. I am your host, Rob Fairless, and today on the show I have Miami, Florida rap artist Jeff Tompkins, but known to the world as JT Money. Mr. JT Money, thank you for being a guest on my show today, sir.
Thank you for having me. What's up, world?
JT, let's go back to a time when rap wasn't even a part of your life. What was the initial draw towards rap music back then that steered you towards wanting to become a rap artist in the first place?
Well, I was a fan of the music, ever since Sugar Hill. I've been singing other raps, but then what actually got me into the game was I felt like the dudes I was watching wasn't being represented. Like, there wasn't no real Miami rapper as far as anybody with lyrics or, subject matter, any kind of conversation. Because, in Miami, it was all booty shaking bass,
Mm-hmm.
We came up after that Luke Too Loud Crew era, What I did with Poison Clan, I decided to, give us our own brand of hip-hop, where, we got lyrics, whether it's street lyrics or something a little conscious on some levels or, just something different. All right, so, yeah, but that's what kind of drove me. I just felt like we wasn't being represented. Like, all the records I was hearing, it was either New York or California, but in the South, we was a little bit different.
Absolutely. The rap music industry is just like any other music industry, and that you have countless numbers of individuals trying to become successful in it, but failing in the process.
Right.
To succeed, you have to have a certain it factor. Man, what do you think that it factor was about you that got you noticed in the very beginning?
I would say just that, my daringness to step out of the box and do something different. My voice, the way I carried myself at that time. Because if you look at it today, it's like everybody doing what I did 27 years ago, 26 years ago. So I'm thinking it was just timing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was trying to come out today, it'd probably be hard, real hard, Oh, you never know. I got that drive, though. I would have did.
You got to keep grinding, man. You got to grind.
Right.
And just real quick, how did you choose the name JT Money as your stage name? I'm assuming the JT is from your real name, Jeff Tompkins. Right. But why Money, man? Is there a story behind that?
Well, I was pretty ambitious at a young age. You know what I'm saying? I was really going to get it. I've done some things I wasn't proud of, but and I also worked hard as well. But it was like I was always on the money. You money. Even when I was playing ball, you money. And JT Money just sounded good. It had a ring to me.
Now, was that the only name you ever thought about being? Was there ever any other side names that you could have been?
No, when I was little, I was the Master J back then, like the Master G for Sugar Hill Gang. They called me the Master G. So I was the Master J, but when I got old enough, it was JT Money.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip over your time with Poison Clan for the simple fact that I want to focus more on your solo career in this interview. But I would like to know, was it an easy adjustment for you going from being a part of a group to having the light solely focused on you, man? There seems like there would be more pressure involved. Am I right or totally wrong in saying that?
Well, it was kind of the way it was. All right, after the first album, you got to think it was just me and Deb. By the time I got the Poison Mentality, the second one, I have cats like Trick Daddy or Luke. They tell me that was your first solo album right then. So the second, third, and fourth Poison Clan albums was basically JT Money solo albums. I basically did all the, the songs. I put the guys on a couple of records here and there to try to get them noticed. So when it was time to go solo, I was already in position. I was performing like a solo artist anyway,
Yeah, I hear you. Now, when you first recorded your debut solo album, Pimpin' on Wax, and I'm talking before it was even released to the general public, was there a buzz amongst friends and colleagues who got to listen to the album first, a feeling of just knowing that album was going to be special?
Yeah, sort of. I watched Tricky Stewart and Shakespeare and them go from not knowing who JT Money was to becoming fans. These big producers now, they big in the industry, but they didn't know who Tony Mercedes brought to their studio because they wasn't into our music at the time. But as we started working, I watched them become fans, so that was kind of cool. And, I had a little confidence, I was getting the quality production and, and I knew I was going to have some marketing and promotion behind it. So, I really went in on that baby. That was my baby project right there.
Yeah, and to have a debut solo album produce a top rap single of the year, according to the Billboard Music Awards, and your song Who Dat, that had to give you an amazing feeling of accomplishment there. Did you know before the announcement you had even won that title, or do they actually keep it a secret up until the last moment?
Yeah, last moment. When we flew out there, I found out. By the time I got there, like, yeah, Jay, you're going to get this award, But all the way up until the day of, it was a secret. It's kind of cool.
Even though times have changed from that point up until now, you still been able to make a career out of music, man, which is a testament of your talent and dedication to your craft, man. And my question here is, now that you're a little bit older, do you find yourself writing songs that reflect more about your life experiences at the age you are now, maybe, as opposed to what you thought life was all about then? Because we do all change, as life progresses.
Yes, and boy, and that's like the I don't know when it's called the catch-22 or the blessing and the curse. It's like they don't want to hear that now because I'm trying to share with them the growing pains, of being grown. I'm a father. I'm raising boys. I'm making men out of these dudes. But me rapping that, they not promoting it. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear the foolishness. Like, I get it all the time, man. We want to hear that OJ, man. Bring back the OJ. But I'm like, I'm not that dude. If you like that, go listen to that music. It's still there for you. It's available. I still get my piece. So, you know what I'm saying? Support right there. But I also got this new music for you, this grown folks music, because there's a lot of people my age still like rap and hip-hop. We grow up in the game, but, we can't listen to foolishness. I can't be riding around 43 playing, talking about pills and drugs all day. I can't do that.
Yeah, man. And that kind of leads me into this next question. One of the big changes that has occurred from when you first started until now is the popularity of social media, which has become a new way of marketing for artists like yourself. Man, have you been able to use that to your advantage in possibly obtaining a younger fan base for your music?
Somewhat, but not really, because I think even with that, it's still a big old machine. Like, my fans are able to find me. Like, I look on certain cast pages, they got 1 million, plus. And me, I'm sitting with my 35, my 40,000, but them like genuine fans, like they conversation, they on every post, commenting,
Yeah, they're not fair weather fans. The fans that you have are diehard fans.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, so, and then, but every day I get to make a new fan, though, because, my ad, when they say somebody requested you. So it's growing slowly but surely, But I'm still out there every day making moves and, still doing shows, still recording, trying to work with some young people.
I hear you, man. And speaking of that, what do you got going on right now as far as albums or any other type of current project that you might be working on?
Well, right now I have an album called PGP, and it's on iTunes and Amazon and Spotify. It's Pimpin' Gangsta Party. But I just released a mixtape. I did this for the streets for somewhat test. You want that OJ? So I went in my book. I've been writing so long. I got stuff I hadn't even touched yet, and so I did a mixtape with all that kind of music. It's called Live at the Boom Boom Room. And, that one kind of doing good on the streets, I take that wherever I go to these shows, but I'm still promoting PGP. That's the real album where you get that grown folks music,
I hear you. And I always... Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's pretty awesome.
It is awesome, man. I have heard it, and everyone who is a fan of JT Money needs to check that out on iTunes. And I always like to ask this question to certain guests before we start to wrap up shows. What do you do on your downtime, man, that has nothing to do with music? Do you have any hobbies or anything like that you use to just kind of get away from it all?
Well, My hobby is I love the creative process. Other than that, I'm a couch potato. You know, I be sitting there, my kids doing whatever they're doing. Like my son right now building his turtle layout on the table while we doing this interview. I got the TV muted. I'll be sitting here doing it. But then, you know, at nighttime, I got to go to work. You know, I tell them I'm Bruce Wayne. You know, Batman at night, Bruce Wayne in the daytime. You know.
Now, how old is you? Is it your son? Is it a daughter? We talking?
Yeah.
Son?
Well, this one here is 13. His brother's 17. I got two grown ones. You know, they in their 20s.
Yeah. Now, are they aspiring rap artists too, or they went a different way?
A 17-year-old, he is. I actually got a little work on him on a couple of my pages. I post him. Actually, kind of good. Totally different than what we was doing. You know, but actually good. You know, Justin Tompkins, J Apex. He say he's gonna use his real name, but you know he don't want his dad's help. But I'm gonna help him anyway. He want to do it on his own.
You got to, man. You got to. And I want to make sure I give you an opportunity to plug your online presence, man. Where can people go as far as social media or website to get all the latest details on what you're up to?
Yes, I'm on pretty much, you know, Facebook. You can find me. I got a JT Money fan page. Then I got Jeffrey Tompkins. You know, I might got one space left. I got two of those. So if you see Jeffrey Tompkins, it's gonna be me. I'm on Twitter, JT Money MIATL, like Miami, Atlanta. JT MONEY MIATL, and I'm on Instagram, JT Money 211 J Baby, and or they could just go download my app. I got the JT Money app, and it's connected to my pages. You know, I'm still adding on some more stuff, but it's connected. And just download the app.
Yeah, man. And just one more thing, man. Do you have any final words, man, for your fans out there, or any friends out there who have stuck behind you and your music through all these years before we wrap this up?
Yeah, well, you know, definitely appreciation, because, you know, throughout all the years, I've seen a lot of cats come and go, or, you know, fall off and have to sell things, or, you know, revert back to doing foolishness. You know, I thank God I ain't had to do none of that. I'm still able to make a living. So, you know, thankful for all the different promoters and, you know what I'm saying, just the fans who support. And I just want to say, y'all just keep listening to good music. Don't get caught up out of what they push in your face, because, you know what I'm saying, it's more than 10 artists in the world.
There
and
you
we
go.
know this.
Yeah, man. The best music is what you're not hearing on the radio.
What you're not hearing. Exactly. I agree.
Well, JT Money, Mr. Jeff Tompkins, man, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me on the show. I want to wish you the best of luck moving forward and in everything you set out to do, man.
Thank you, and I appreciate you for even having me. Peace out, world. Thanks, man.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.